Hi, I'm Roxanne Shank. My day job is a family lawyer in Alliston, just outside of Barrie, and in addition to that, I'm the president of the Barrie Metis Council. Actually, law is my third career. I started off intending to be a university professor, and I was working on various graduate degrees at Brock and McMaster, at which point I decided maybe the academic life isn't for me. I wasn't able to get a tenure track job, so I went looking for a job in the recession back in 1980, and I found a job for the princely $15,000 a year at the Boiler Inspection and Assurance Company, and thus started my second career, which was working in insurance, which was really interesting because you got to see how things worked. Everything from big pulp and paper mills to Stelco's mining to Wrigley's gum, just fascinating stuff. I had a number of roles as an underwriter, as a broker, and at one point in time I was assistant risk manager for the LCBO, which is really interesting to see that amount of alcohol stored in one or two places in their warehouses. And then one day I woke up and I was talking to my husband and saying, you know what, I got accepted to law school when I was 25 and I didn't go. I decided to work on my doctorate instead. I didn't want to move home with my parents after being out on my own. And shucks, I've always regretted never going to law school. And he looked at me and he said something about, well, make a decision, because I am not going to be sitting beside you in a rocking chair listening to you say, oh, if only, if only. So I applied to the University of Toronto and York University. I got accepted to both. I was probably one of the oldest students in my 40s, and I was also one of a handful of students of Indigenous background. I'm Métis. So graduated from law school, and here I am, fast forward from 2004 to 2021, and I've had my own law practice in Alliston since 2008, and really enjoy being embedded in the community. I primarily do family law, and family law is a very challenging and rewarding area of the law because nice people are coming to you not feeling very good about their lives, and they need help and assistance to work through this tough time. So what else can I tell you? I'm very proud to be, in addition to a family lawyer, I'm president of the Barrie South Simcoe Metis Council, which represents Métis citizens in Barrie. And the Métis are a unique group along with First Nations Indians and the Inuit that are recognized under Section 35.1 of the Canadian Constitution. And yes, we still pay tax. It does not mean we don't pay our taxes just like you do. We do. The Métis are characterized with a unique culture. We have our own language called Metis. We have our own customs, including fiddling, dancing, food. The language itself is mostly Cree and French. And there's other things which are very distinctive to Métis culture. For example, you'll notice this little miniature sash I'm wearing with the infinity symbol and the symbol indicating Métis women. And the sash was not just decorative, it was practical. And the normal size sash is this big, and it went around the waist, generally doubled It would be used as an all-purpose tile to carry packages, to tuck your weapons in, or your food for the day, or whatever. If something broke down on your sled, you could tie stuff down and pull it with that. So the sash not only has a symbolic purpose, it had a very practical purpose. Now, the other thing that Metis culture is very well known for is its beading, which is rather unique. And my husband got me this for my birthday, and I'm just going to hold it up. This particular bag has the characteristic two-layer beading, which you see in a lot of Métis work. So you have the two layers, the two rows of beads coming around it. It's two-sided. It's very old. It dates back to the early 1800s from the Slavey Lake area, and it has characteristic brass faceted beads. This would have been a tobacco pouch or something that would be tied to the sash that people would carry with them, mostly men, sometimes women. So what else do I do other than my work with the Barrie Metis Council and my work as a family law lawyer? Well, I have 2 grown children, all of the furred, finned, and feathered dependents I mentioned, and I also work hard to give to the community. When COVID-19 hit, I'm a quilter and I'm a sewist, and I made over 113 masks to be handed out to volunteers and families coming in, because especially early on there was nowhere to get masks, and it was a real problem. I also am very honored to have participated in the calendar fundraising for Gilda's House. I'm a cancer survivor, and nothing like waking up and learning you have cancer to reestablish your priorities. When people tell me they have cancer, I tell them it isn't the death sentence it was. I'm 67 now, and I had cancer surgery at 40. So knock on wood, here I am. And I tell people it's a club that none of us wish to become a member of, but there we are. It has given me perspective. I can tell you that all of us have days where we spill the coffee on our suit, somebody cuts us off on the drive, and other things occur which are distressing or irritating. And we can't do anything about that. But what we can do is we can choose how we respond. And one of the things that being a cancer survivor has taught me is that, as my mom used to say, and I used to roll my eyes when I was a teenager, every day is a gift. That's why they call today the present. So I give thanks. And I know it sounds silly, but I'll be driving, and instead of going down that dark hole of negativity, I'll be saying, thank you for this Tim Hortons coffee, because you know what? It's really good. And they made it just right. And thank you that my husband can tolerate me, my kids still love me, I still have a job and profession that I love, that gives me meaning. And there's just so many things when you focus on it that you can say thank you for. So, in conclusion, I would just say, make a choice. Life is amazing. I don't know what the future holds for me. I love being busy. I love being involved with the community. And I look for opportunities to make the world a little bit better in any way that I can. The glass is half full, not half empty. Thanks for listening.